All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to get all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect out here spreading this gospel and sincerity and truth throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. And here's an update, because we've been telling y'all, hey, all these businesses and everything is getting ready to shut down. Mass layoffs is coming, even worse than what they are now, because they talking about these food shortages, and because of these food shortages, the prices of all these goods is going to go up, which is going to cause these companies to do mass layoffs, man, to save more money, and a lot of these companies are using AI, going automated. So a lot of these jobs that people do, on computers and things like that, they're going to replace them with artificial intelligence, to do these jobs automatically without having a person to do it. So that's going to cause a lot of cutoffs too, so it's only going to get worse. But here's a list of different companies that's doing these layoffs right now, as well as many other companies that's not even mentioned, in this article. But let's just go through a few companies that's doing layoffs, major well-known companies. And it says, a torrent of layoffs. Here are 16 large companies that have just announced mass terminations. And it says, you're fired. And it says the biggest companies in the United States are giving the axe to hundreds of thousands of workers. And the axes mean to cut off. You know what I'm saying? But it says hundreds of thousands of workers. But this should not come as a shock to any of us. Officials at the Federal Reserve were warned over and over again that they were going to create an extremely harsh economic environment if they aggressively raise interest rates. And that is exactly what has transpired. And it says, we haven't seen a tsunami of layoffs like this since 2008 and 2009. And the outlook for the months ahead is extremely bleak, which means it's going to be dark, man, Because these times ahead, hey, people going to be getting laid off. They're not going to be able to afford certain things that they need, And a lot of people are going to be, a lot lately, man, I've been seeing a lot of homeless people on the corners, man. And it's been, I've been seeing a lot of Edomites, asking for loose change and things like that, man. I ain't even really been seeing Jake out on the corners like that, even though our people are mostly in poverty. But recently a lot, man, I've been seeing a lot of Edomites out in these corners, man. That's only gonna get worse, and yeah, these times that's coming ahead, man, hey, it's gonna get real bad. We finna see people out in the streets rioting, more crimes going up because, hey, people getting laid off, can't afford things, the prices of things going up while people are getting laid off, eviction rates at an all-time high. You know what I'm saying? So this is only the beginnings of the real problems that's coming very soon, man. It's gonna get a lot worse than this. That's why I say every year, Lord willing, it won't be too many years, but let's just say every day is gonna be worse than the last, man. But yeah, like it said, it's basically the times ahead is extremely bleak, man. Not just the months ahead. The times, as times progresses and goes further, it's going to get even more bleak. But it says, many of us warned the Fed that it would be mind-numbingly stupid to push interest rates much higher just as we were entering a major economic downturn. But of course, the Fed didn't want to listen. But ultimately, this is what they want anyway. They want this system to crash. They want to bring in a new system so that they can try to remain in power and in control. These elites been had the technology to predict the things that were going to happen for the times that we are in now. You see? So they knew that the dollar would be losing power. They knew that they would be struggling, to keep the dollar afloat. So they've been simultaneously building a new system, that they've been working on for years, to try to bring in case something like this would happen, which is happening now. The dollar is losing power. You know, all these other nations are coming together and using a different currency, you know, that's becoming more stronger than the dollar, you know, and the dollar doesn't have much time left, you know what I'm saying? So they've been working on this digital system. You know, Esau's been working on this digital system, you know, and he's going to try to remain in power and in control through this system, which is he's going to force by bloodshed, you know, very soon. So all of this that's going around is all these layoffs and things like that, all these companies getting ready to go under, you know, and all this inflation. This is all planned out to drive people crazy and to make them bow down to this new system that they're trying to bring in, because that's going to seem like the best option at the time, you see. But it says, we were told that they are experts and that they know precisely what they were doing. And now a nightmare scenario is playing out right in front of our eyes. The following are 16 large companies that have just announced mass terminations. And number one is Tyson. Tyson Foods will eliminate about 10% of corporate jobs and 15% of senior leadership roles. Chief Executive Donnie King told employees on Wednesday. You know, the second one is Lyft. It says ride-hailing app Lyft would lay off 1,072 employees, roughly 26% of its corporate workforce, and won't hire for an additional 250 positions, the company said in a filing Thursday. And I don't really know how to pronounce this, but this place will cut off around 1,200 jobs, or 1.5% of its U.S. workforce. The Financial Times reported on Friday, citing internal employee communications. And I seen this. I seen this company a million times, but I could never pronounce the name. But this is number 4. It says Gap will lay off about, almost 2,000 employees, more than 3 times as many as the 500 layoff it announced in September as part of a broad effort to cut costs and streamline operations, the company said Thursday. And Ernst & Young, 3,000, 3M, 6,000, and 2,500 manufacturing roles. So these places, they really cutting a lot of so-called, to them, what they would call just dead weight, things that they don't really need, and they're replacing them with, a lot of it is getting operated by computers and things like that. These positions that they cutting out, that they can use just like, AI for. Davis Bridal, Dropbox, CDW, Red Hat, Open Door Technologies on Tuesday said it was cutting roughly 560 jobs, or 22% of the workforce. Walmart, definitely Walmart. Now Walmart, I think they said Walmart is the largest employer in the United States, man, because a lot of people work at Walmart. And they cutting out a lot, closing down a lot of stores too. Facebook, Amazon, Disney, 7,000. So it says, sadly, these are not isolated examples. And it says, according to Challenger, Gray and Christmas, during the first 3 months of this year, job cuts in the United States were 396% higher than they were during the same period a year ago. And these are only going to go up, man, which is good news to us anyway. Companies announced nearly 90,000 layoffs in March, a sharp step up from the previous month and a giant acceleration from a year ago. Outplacement firm Challenger, Gray and Christmas reported Thursday. So hey, they ain't playing, man. It's gonna be real scarce out here to be able to find a job, for a lot of people that's gonna actually get them by, and this is while the prices of everything is going up at the same time. So I'm gonna go into a scripture, man. And that's just actually another place too. Hold on, it's let me see. I actually bought some shoes from this place a couple weeks ago. Mercari to lay off 20% U.S. workforce. This place right here. It says it's a popular online marketplace. You know, kind of like eBay. You just go in there and buy certain things that people got. You know, I bought some shoes off here. You know, and they finna cut off, 20% of their whole workforce, man. You know, that's a large chunk of people that ain't gonna have jobs, man. You know, 20%. You know, so and this wasn't even. So it's a lot of places that ain't even listed on that list. You know, but all these other places are doing the same thing. So there's a lot of different companies that's doing layoffs, man. That's not even mentioned in that article. So we can expect a lot of hell, man. A lot of evictions and things like that. More homeless people on the corners. You know. But this is Ecclesiastes 12:3. And it says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, which means the future is going to be, like they said in that article, it's going to be bleak. You know, it's going to be dark. It's not going to be any hope for America, man. And people are going to know that. They're going to realize that, you know. And it says the grinders shall cease because there are few, man. It's not going to be barely any jobs out here. You know, you're going to have automated systems taking over people's jobs, you know. And the jobs that people actually have, man, they ain't going to really be paying anything, you know. All these businesses is going to close down because the price of the goods is going to be too high, you know, to even put in their stores, you know. And either they're going to be breaking even or they're going to be going into the negative. So it's not going to be worth running a business if you're not making a profit. You see what I'm saying? So this is just an update video, man. You know, I'm actually at work, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it out, you know, and end it and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash, double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect out here spreading this gospel in sincerity and truth, you know, throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom.